Hello once again, Bakugan Brawlers. So today I'm going to be talking about the Bakugan Official Gaming Guide, which seems like a strange thing to talk about. It's not a toy, it's not an action figure, it just feels kind of off to talk about it in a video. But the thing is, in my years of researching nostalgic franchises for our enjoyment, sometimes these books have a lot of interesting information. Like with the Chaotic Ultimate Guide to All Things Chaotic book, it actually had interviews with the creators of the artists and the people who made the game, and it was really interesting and fun to read. And so I picked this up to see if this is worth getting. And the answer is yes, but it really depends on who you are. When it says a gaming guide, it means it's an introductory to how to play the game. You know how in a lot of starter decks, they have this little booklet that tells you how to play the game? This is basically that, because it goes into much more depth than the little pamphlets we get in the box starter sets that you get. But the nice thing about this is that a lot of players have a lot of confusion with certain aspects of the game, like team attacks. Like, how does flip cards work for that? They have a section for that somewhere. Hang on, where is it? They have a section for that, and in this little blurb right in the bottom here, it says, hey, tip, the third and final Bakugan to win a brawl for a team attack is the one dealing the team attack damage. Keep that in mind when thinking about which flip cards your opponent is most likely to have in their deck. And what that's saying is, I guess that's open for interpretation, but the way I interpret it is, like, if you have a Darkest Bakugan, that is the last Bakugan for your team attack, then if your opponent is flipping cards and it says stop all non-Aquous Bakugan, then it counts that one as non-Aquous. But if it says a non-Darkest Bakugan, then it doesn't work because the team attack one is focusing on the Darkest Bakugan. Previously, a lot of people assumed that all three of them were considered viable targets. So if it said a non-Pyrus one, well, technically you have a Darkest and an Aquous one in there. It does go over a lot of the basic things of how to play a card game, like how to build a deck, what does aggro and control mean, but it also talks about Frost Strike and Shadow Strike, where it's asking like, hey, what does this mean? I don't understand Frost Strike. Frost Strike is the one thing that most people just don't get, which is understandable. Not really a lot of people use it. It does have value, but it's just hard to really work around it. The nice thing is that it also talks about what's new in Age of Aurelus, and you can see that there are cards from Age of Aurelus that we're gonna see in the next expansion, like the Underdog mechanic, Aurelus Power. It's really nice. Really, the reason you would get this is if you want a better understanding of the game, if you're really rusty at it. Yes, I did make a video about how to play Bakugan, but some people are kind of upset with how I made it, and like the lighting is really weird, and I should really redo it, but I don't have anyone to actually play a game with me who is willing to sit down and record it with me, so that's a problem. If you're familiar with the game, then you're not really gonna need this book. But if you're trying to get someone in the game, then this is probably a nice gift to give them. What should also be considered is that this has Age of Aurelus cards in it, so we might want to be keeping our eyes out for these kind of books in case we want to get spoilers for new cards. So that is also another thing, you know? I mean, at worst case scenario, you just go into Barnes & Noble and at least check it out. Now, I went to Barnes & Noble and I found this on one of those island things in the kids section. You know, the island, like, it's not really on the wall, it's not really a shelf, it's like those square things that just stay in the middle of the open space. So if you want to grab this, then keep that in mind. And also tell me if you want to see more videos where I review the books, because I like getting the books, and they are very colorful, and the picture quality is very, very sharp. So yeah. But that's everything I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you are a Bakugan fan. Stay beautiful and keep playing.